Welcome to Pirates of Drinax. We will be picking up where we left off. Did we did play last week? Yes. It's been a wonky. It's been a wonky couple of days, but yeah, we'll be picking up where we left off last week. These guys are playing their Navy characters or Marine characters or however you want to call them out. Right now, they're kind of doing the whole space above and beyond thing. Yes, they're Marines, but they are also pilots, and they do a little bit of everything, and as the Marines do. And they have been sent to the fantasy system. They have been notified that there is pirate activity in fantasy, and sure enough, showing up with the Gazelle class Morloon Lake. The Eurisco is hanging back, and they have launched fighters, and Morloon Lake has joined in. There are two ships. One is a what is this? It is a Indigo-class, what is known as an Indigo-class Pirate Carrier. These are mostly it's called that because this class is used often by raiders and pirates, and it actually has its fighters docked on the outside of or on the top spine of the ship. Very interesting design. And then the other ship is a far trader. The pirate character is called Skull, and the far trader is the Happy Accident. And these two vessels were in the fantasy system, not in the direct system or even at any of the gas giants. They were cracking a icy asteroid for ice or for hydrogen, and they, as soon as Morloon Lake and the fighters came into range, they radioed and tried to warn them off, saying that they don't want to fight, but they will be happy to get into one if you want to press it. And of course, you know, Vice Admiral Cron, being who he is, of course, he is pressing it. So that's where we will be picking up.
He's on the the Morloon Lake.
No, he's on the Eurisco, which is off screen. It's way
Okay,
back.
but it can watch what's happening.
Oh yes,
He can watch. Okay,
yes,
cool.
yes.
Thank you.
So before we get started, we would like to bring attention to the fact that we do have a merch store via Zazzle. We've got T-shirts and buttons and hoodies and whiskey rocks glasses and beer steins, all sorts of stuff. In fact, we have the pirate logo from Pirates of Drinax, the atomic skull made by Cameron. That is available on T-shirts and buttons, and 100% of the proceeds from that store goes back into our channel, and it helps us cover all of the smaller subscription costs, such as Roll20 Pro, Incarnate Pro, all the little minor things that aren't so minor once they all get together. And so, if you want to help us make ends meet, we'd appreciate it if you go get yourself a T-shirt. And we are thankful for everything that you do for us. All right. Wes, you need to roll initiative for Colonel Zayden.
All right.
Now, if before you do that, hold on just a second. So it is for initiative for space combat is 2D plus your pilot skill plus your thrust score. And the thrust score for these are light fighters.
So my decks don't mean.
No. So here's the stats for the light fighter. It has thrust 6, so 2D plus 6 plus your piloting skill is what your total initiative is.
I'll do 9.
Wow. Okay. I thought my guys were pretty bad, but you're right in there with them. Morloon Lake, they did not get a good roll at all.
It'll be all right.
Yep. I gave you control of that. Finish. All right. So, so you can move a number of hexes equal to however many thrust points you want to expend, but you will want to keep in mind that um, if you want to do any reactions or anything, it costs thrust points to do a reaction such as evasive maneuvers or anything like that. So, you can move a number of hexes equal to however many you decide to expend out of the 6. So, Happy, you are at the top. What would you like to do?
Shoot.
You certainly can do that. You are within range. Everything's pretty much within range. Light fighters has a fixed mount pulse laser.
I'm going to shoot at them.
Okay, do it.
So what do I roll?
So it is 2d plus your in the just gunner turret plus dex.
Okay. So that's 1 and 1 is 2. And I
That
get an 11.
is a hit with a +3 to damage. Those pulse lasers are going to do so 2d plus 3 damage total.
Not very good.
Well, yes, but
they've only got 2 points, right?
yeah, they've got 2 armor and a hull of 4. That's not good for them. So this
they have no armor left.
Well, out of 6, that means that 4 points went through, and one of the fighters is blowed up. So from all the way back here, Happy blows one apart. Did you want to move forward at all, or move
Oh
anywhere?
no.
You're gonna stay
Yeah.
there.
I'll move you there.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So yeah,
Yeah,
you've got
I'll-
two. You've got 2 thrust points in reserve for maneuvers. Darren, what would you like to do?
Eat dinner.
I know where I want to go.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to move to here. It's kind of off the.
That's fine.
The grid.
I turned off grid snapping.
Which is fine. And then I'm going to fire at the same group of pirate fighters that Happy shot at. One of the fighters in the same area.
Sure, gunner turret plus dex.
Okay. That's a 4.
Okay. So
Okay.
yes, you miss as this fighter kind of comes down, kind of in between a couple of chunks of this asteroid, and your laser fire scores across these icy chunks. Jace, what would you like to do?
Move here and shoot. Let's do it.
Okay. Gunner turret plus dex. They are going to use a thrust point and hold on. Let me find it. Where are my reactions? Here they are. Going to use one each point of unspent thrust will allow the spacecraft to attempt to dodge one attack. So the attack suffers a negative DM equal to the pilot's skill. So he's going to spend 1 point, and that will give you a -1 to your piloting skill. Or I'm sorry, -1 to your roll.
Okay, so I got 4.
Okay, so same thing. He kind of rolls, and your laser
Wonder
fire
Wind.
just misses him. The skull. God, I don't know. Try to see what. Oh, I guess it can do something. It is going to treat 1 thrust point, and it is going to fire. It is going to. Boy, it can kind of do a whole bunch of shit. 6 beam lasers at Morloon Lake. And miss. It's 2 more rolls. There's a hit.
Ooh.
Wow.
And there's a hit. Okay, so beam lasers 1d plus 1, 2d plus 2. Total, or 2d plus 2, 2d plus 4. For 11. And Morloon Lake has armor 3. So it's going to take a whole terrifying 8 points of damage. So you see these beam lasers come out and score. The next part of this is, because of course those triple turrets each have a missile rack. It is going to launch 3 missiles, and that means a missile. Well, this is all in below medium range, so those will hit immediately. Morloon Lake, I'm going to be kind and allow it to use a reaction to. Yes, it has 2 triple turrets with beam lasers, so it can attempt to shoot down 2 of those missiles. Or better. So now the missiles don't get through. Morloon Lake blows the missiles up as they are incoming. All right, Colonel Zayden, what would you like to do?
I'm going. All right. Are we playing to where if we use 1 round, we got that thrust? Is that thrust persistent?
No, we'll just use the thrust score for the number of hexes that you're going to move. We'll keep it simple.
Okay. Well, I had some shit I was going to do, but
You were going to get all fancy. And
I was going to build up a lot of fucking shit and go. But I am going to tell the 2 light fighter and the Red Wing.
Okay.
Red's Wing. I'm gonna tell them to form up in front of me. They're kind of already done that, you know. And I think since we're all going on the same turn, can we we fly in a formation? Would that be okay?
Yeah. So just so
Yeah.
you know,
And
so Red's wing is Rhoda Red Voidborn. She's kind of the top flight officer. You could say she is the CAG of Eurisco. She's kind of leading this op. But yeah. So where did you want
yeah,
her?
she was.
Right.
I'm pulling rank.
Where did you want
She
her to
was.
be?
All three of us are gonna come in Glun's Blade, and we're gonna board the fucking skull.
Oh. So you want her to what?
All of us.
Max
We
thrust?
are gonna fucking use 5
Okay.
thrust, and let's head that way. That saves 1 for dodging purposes or whatever. But we're blitzing. Is what we're doing. We're coming in, and we should all shoot too.
Yeah.
To do cool stuff.
You can do that.
And
Let me see.
and so
What is her? Oh, she does have gunner turret too. That's a hit. 2D 1.
we're shooting fighters as we're coming through. You know what I mean? We're busting a hole through their shit, and then we're gonna board the skull and take them over from the inside out, because we're fucking Marines. We're not motherfucking pilots.
True. So
Yeah,
Rhoda
so we're
takes
going
out
to board that bitch.
Rhoda takes out that last fighter. This guy is going to assault one of these fighters. And miss. And you get a shot.
Do we add Dex?
Gunner turret plus dex, yes. And let me take a quick look here. Light fighter. It says, yeah, you guys can add an additional +1 for fire control.
Well, then I got an 11.
That is a hit. With a +3 to damage.
2D +3 then?
Correct. And which one are you shooting?
I'm going for these guys right here. We're going
Gotcha.
right. We're trying to bust up the fighters and go take out the fucking skull.
Gotcha.
We're headed that way.
Okay.
So
11 points. You vaporize one of these fighters. It now becomes 1 pirate fighter. All right. These guy. Gonna shoot ahead, and he's gonna take a shot at the Happy Accident and hit. Actually, that's an 11. And this is embarrassing. I don't remember what the armor is on a far trigger. Oh, right. Yeah. There it is. It is 2. Take 7. And yeah. God, why am I? Oh, there it is. Okay. I am not able to find anything on my table of contents. And is that? Yes, that is all of them. Red's wing went. The 2 pirate fighters. Okay. This pirate fighter docks with the skull. Set him up here for a second. This pirate fighter does not. And this pirate fighter docks with the skull. So these two are effectively out. This fighter is going to take a pot shot at you guys. Oh, and he hits one of these guys. For 4 whole points.
Which guys did he hit?
These guys right here.
They're supposed to have a thrust point used for dodging.
That's true. So they are missed because if they use a thrust point for dodging, then they're 2 to piloting. That is 2 to piloting, right? Yes, or 3 to piloting. Well, that's hers, so 2 to piloting. So yes, they would miss, but then this fighter moves in at a -1 and does not dock. Everybody can make a recon plus intellect check.
They're fixing to jump shit, but yeah, all right. I bet I have a good recon. I will. But I don't have a good intellect.
I got 8. That's pretty good.
Yeah, 9. Yeah.
Okay.
I got 5.
Oh.
Okay, so sounds like everybody except Darren got it. And let's see. You all hear very faintly coming from Red. You hear her say, "Is that Una?
Is that what?
Is that Una?" Is what she says.
Una? What's an Una?
Happy accident. The accident has 2 triple turrets with pulse lasers and missile racks.
That's on the bad side of a ice thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's gonna break and run. Okay, for 1 whole movement point.
Oh, because he's only got thrust 1.
And Morloon Lake. Jesus.
It's got a bunch of shit, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. See, those are
Beat a team like no other. Assembled to face.
Well, it's going to start with 2 particle barbettes on Happy Accident.
With a heart of gold and a shield of steel. Alongside him is Iron Man. The brilliant and daring.
Ooh.
That's a hit on the first one.
Then there's Thor.
With a +4.
Wielding his enchanted hammer, Mjolnir.
That's brutal.
The enigmatic Black Widow, a master formidable fighter, joins their ranks with deadly precision. Don't forget, Hulk. Unparalleled strength and rage can turn the tide of any battle.
8.
They must confront the cunning Loki.
Second.
Sorcery threatens the very fabric of reality. But moving in the shadows is an even
Is a
greater
miss.
Thanos,
Then.
whose quest for ultimate power could spell
It's got
doom for the entire
2
universe.
triple turrets with beam lasers. It is going to unleash on it.
And forge unbroken.
There's another hit. Let's see, that's 1d 2 plus 4 is 6.
Let me take those from you, Chinese. I'll take real good care.
4, 8. So another 6 points.
He knows what you're thinking, Chinaman. He don't like it.
There's another hit. Man, Happy Accident's having a bad day.
You were quits anyway. Come on, Luke. Come on, boy. Yeah.
And that's 8. Okay. All right, so Morloon Lake unleashes hell on Happy Accident. And Morloon Lake reports to the fighters that, according to their sensor scans, their densitometers is registering that it looks like Happy Accident only has half full tanks, so it's not fully refueled, and it's already busting out. However, the Skull is fully refueled somewhere. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, back to Happy. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna kill that.
Okay. She's going to expend... Oh boy, that's probably not going to help her. One of her thrust points. Yeah, it's one thrust point. Minus 2 to that only makes it an even 8, so 2d damage straight up. Fuck. This fighter is vaporized. I mean,
I think
it becomes nothing but a debris cloud that is floating around the skull. Darren.
Let's see. I'm gonna follow Zayden a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, we're going to take that
tell what
motherfucker
you're
over.
doing. Yeah, I can tell what you're doing, so I'm gonna join you.
I said it on the radio. I mean, you probably heard
Right.
me. Yeah.
Space outlaw.
And then I'm gonna fire at this guy right here,
Okay.
Blasters.
and we'll see.
Always on the run. But this time,
Nice. So that's 13.
That is
Hell
a
yeah.
hit.
Yeah.
With a plus
You
5
can dodge
to
if
damage.
you-
2d plus
Yeah.
5.
You can dodge if you want to.
That's not going to help.
Yeah,
That's
what I'm
15.
Oof.
Oh, shit.
One of those fighters just completely comes apart.
Nice.
Jace. Oh, did you? You already moved, right, Darren?
I did. I moved 5 points.
Okay. Jace.
I moved 3, and then I guess I could shoot at the Happy Accident.
Yeah.
Or I could shoot at the skull too, actually. I'll shoot at the skull.
Okay. Go for it.
Are you sure?
Well, I mean, it needs to start taking fire.
Yeah.
So, plus 2. So I got 9.
Okay, that is a plus 1 to damage, so 2d plus 1 total.
9 again.
Nice. Ooh, it does not have armor at all. Okay.
Mm.
Oh, wow. That wasn't smart of them.
Well, it's a pirate carrier, you know. You know how
Paper
it is.
cannon.
Knuckleheads.
The
Yeah.
skull.
I mean, that's kind of the cool thing about having throwaway characters. You know, it don't really matter if they get vaporized. It's not like we got a lot vested in them. So
You can
it's not
all
like
make an electronic sensors plus intellect or education check. And I realize you may not have that, and so it might be a -3, but
5.
I got 8, so
okay.
I probably made it.
I got 2.
Oof, oof.
That's rough.
This goes down like 193 hours on it. All the fuel injection.
I'm glad you're rolling like garbage on this day instead of when we're pirates.
Yes, instead of your main characters.
Yeah.
Happy, what'd you get for your sensors check?
My what?
Electronic sensors plus intellect or education.
A 9.
Okay, so both Happy and Jace, you see on your sensors that the skull, you're picking up huge EM readings, like they're powering up, and the skull.
it's fixing to jump, isn't it?
Is it? It's not a. Is that at the 100 limit?
No, but it's gonna risk it anyways.
You know,
Well, that's good news for them. And then they are going to point.
If I had a warrant, you're not taking it.
They're going to point the 2 of those turrets, or I'm sorry, 3 of those turrets at this group of light fighters, and start with. Let's see. Oh, I see. So that is 6 beam lasers in 3 shots. Miss. There's a hit.
no,
Did they hit you, Pat? No.
we saved the thrust point.
That's true. But yes, and that would make that a miss. You are correct, sir. And 3rd beam laser is another hit. So that would be. They only take 1 point of damage. They are nicked, but they are not down and out. And then it is going to launch 3 missiles. We got 2D plus 1.
This is where oil is supposed to
They
go.
fucking miss on their first pass.
Well, this Corvette might look like an old
Colonel Zayden, what would you like to do?
one. It was one of the fastest production cars.
Well, if they're powering up, we got to fucking hit them. We should all, you know, this whole little thing. I think we should like go what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We should kind of keep heading that way, and save a thrust point and shoot.
Hold on just a second.
Shoot at the skull. Hopefully, we need to make that skull stop working.
She does not have that. Oh well. So Red expends all of her thrust points and shoots out to the front. She's going after the skull. Zayden, what would you like to do? Are you shooting at skull?
I'm going. Yeah, I'm going right along with it. Shooting its skull. With a 10.
That is a hit.
All
So
right,
2d
and
plus 2.
then 2d plus 2, so
Oof.
13.
Ouch.
You buy a car for $700. You should fully
Okay,
expect
so
it now.
you note that Red isn't shooting; she's just flying straight for the skull.
Exactly.
These two fighters, 1, 2, 3, 5. They're going to shoot
Knock, chain noise. Heck, the thing actually went into gear and drove off the
and
lot
hit.
under power. When I say it went into gear, it literally went into third gear, the only gear it currently has. That's why it was so cheap. There's
12 points. Ouch.
So even though this car runs,
It's just
drives,
nickel and diming the skull to death.
There's 2 of them though, right?
That's true. That's true.
What are you doing? Buying a gun.
There's another one
This one.
with a plus
Got a minute.
5.
That's something I want to show you in back.
Is that a critical?
Yep. No, it would have to be plus 6 for a critical.
Okay, damn it.
Okay.
I have a little equalizer here. We're going to try to sell it as
The
a
two, well, these pirate fighters, that is,
9mm.
they
Six,
are.
6.25.
They have one left.
There we go.
Ooh,
They dock.
Fill the corner. Go on, squeeze off a burst. Why not?
With the skull. Happy accident. I'm gonna move up this way, and let's see, that would be 4 pulse lasers and 2 shots. These fighters here, 9. He's got 1 thrust point that he can use to avoid that. Second shot, can't avoid that one.
poor guys.
For 9, and one of your light fighters is shredded and comes apart, and then he is going to fire 2 missiles.
At whom?
At the other fighter. He can make. I will allow this other fighter to. And he shoots down the missiles. Lucky bastard. All right. Moorloon Lake.
I hope they fucking level the skull down. Because Red sure looks like she's fucking going to join the skull. Not firing.
Moorloon Lake is Moorloon Lake's not going to fire because it doesn't want to catch you in their firing solution. Happy, what would you like to do?
Is the skull in range?
Yes, everything's pretty much in range. This is less than medium.
I miss.
You missed.
You can use a thrust point to stabilize your ship, though. You're not moving, and that'll give you a bonus.
It may.
Is that true?
Here. Theoretically, yeah. I mean, you would have to make a piloting plus dex check.
Okay. What do I need to roll?
So you need 2d plus piloting small craft plus dex. Okay, so you got a 10, which makes that a +2, which offsets and gives you an exact 8. So that is what you need. So it's 2d damage on the skull. Nice. Okay. Darren. I'm sorry, Happy, did you want to move?
I move 1 square.
Okay.
I'm going to move here. That's 4 squares. And then I'm going to fire on the skull.
Okay.
Good luck.
And get a 5.
Fuck, dude.
Oof.
Why don't you
Actually, that's a 6. Sorry, but
switch
still
to
a
these
6.
guys, maybe?
Well, same thing. You can make a piloting plus dex check.
Yeah, that's true. I could. Okay, I'll try it. That is 12.
That gives a +2 to the effect. 6, 7, 8. That's a hit. Or 2d damage.
Nice. 3.
Well, you know.
Um.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah.
And did you want to move at all?
He moved
I moved already.
Oh, okay. Jace.
I just moved 3, and I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay. So if you want to make a piloting plus dex check, that can give you a modifier to your attack roll.
Okay. Well, my attack roll was pretty good though, so
Well, then you may not need it. I mean, it's up to you.
so I got 10.
Okay. That is 2d plus 2 for damage.
Boxcars, 14.
Ooh. Okay, so your laser fire rakes across the hull. You can see that there's like small fires breaking out on the landing pads. The skull. First, is going to 1 square or 1 thrust point. And it that's true though. Its first set of missiles still have fuel. So they get fuck, they missed again. These fighters are down here are really lucky. The missiles keep missing them. And it is it's going to shoot 6 beam lasers in 3 shots at this guy. He can even it's going to hit no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, I can lessen the damage if he wants to dodge that.
It's not really going to make a difference.
No.
I mean, he's still going to hit, and it's still going to do. He dies.
Yep, he is no longer with us. That beam laser turret takes.
Oh, I'm gonna miss him.
It's gonna take him out. And then it's gonna 2 more turrets on this guy. That's a hit for 1D. Ooh, uh he can expend a thrust point and be missed. A shot. Can't miss that one though. And he shreds one of these fighters. Whoops. And last but not least, why not? He's going to shoot three missiles. I'm not even gonna. Oh. Man. So this guy dodged once. He doesn't have anything left for reactions.
Oh. But he's gonna eat it.
Yeah, he is. Oh, here we go. So missile damage is multiplied by the effect. So it's going to be ×2. And all 3 hit, so that is 82 points of damage. So this guy
Goes
is
bye-bye.
yes, there is a big explosion, and there's not even much shrapnel left. All right, Zayden.
I'm kind of wanting to watch red. If red doesn't shoot, I'm shooting red.
She does shoot at Happy Accident. And hits. For 11. But as she is going by Happy Accident, she just kind of turns and slides and rakes pulse laser fire across Happy Accident and then flips and keeps going towards Skull.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna go right with them.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I'm going right through them. I'm using all my thrust points, and I'm gonna fire at the fucking the skull.
Okay.
The 14 hit.
Yes, it does. And that's a critical. So you get +6 to your damage, first off.
Well, let's do 10 points of damage.
Okay, and then... and then... where is my crit table? There it is. Roll 2D. 7. You hit the hull. And... it suffered... go ahead and roll another 1D for damage to the hull.
5.
Another 5 additional points.
How's it looking?
I mean, this is a pretty large ship, but you can see where pulse laser fire has scored the hull. You're starting to get into pretty good visual range. I don't know. Did I put a? I didn't put a scale in here. About each of these is like 1.6 kilometers, and you guys are moving pretty quick. But you can see that there are, multiple areas that have been scored by laser fire, and you can see that small fires have broken out on the flight deck. Happy accident. Two triple turrets. That's 4 beam lasers and 2 shots. He's firing on Zayden.
Yeah.
An exact 8. Okay.
Looks like Zayden's dead.
Possibly. So Zayden, I will allow you to make a athletics dexterity check.
I'm in my battle dress, so that'll give me 3.
You're probably not in battle dress flying in a light fight. I don't know that you would fit in the cockpit.
Okay, well, I've got athletics dex 2, and then I've got a dex of 12, so that'd be plus 4 then, right?
Yes.
So 14.
Okay, so you hit, your ship gets peppered by pulse laser fire, and you pull the ejection handle, and you eject just as your ship comes apart beneath you. You let's do it this way. I'll just put a little icon of Tang out floating out here in the middle of fucking nowhere. Oh no!
That's me. Okay.
Okay, nobody hit him with your ships, okay? No one run into him.
Good plan.
Okay, I'll hit him for you.
I mean,
It'd be like a bug splat on the windshield situation.
you would have to be an excellent pilot to accidentally run into somebody who ejected out of a fighter craft in space, because
Okay,
I mean,
good.
the space is huge, man. Like, you would really have to be trying in order to succeed at that. Morloon Lake. Is going to move up here. And 2 particle barbettes. That is a hit. Oh my god. Okay. And another one of those. Oh, Jesus Christ. And that's a critical hit. Assuming there's anything left. Oh, man. They got a critical hit on sensors. All of their sensors are now going to be at -2. Yeah, but Zayden, from you floating around in space, you're kind of tumbling over and over again in your ejection seat, and you can see that there is fire and smoke pouring out of Happy Accident as you kind of go tumbling end over end. You can see Happy Accident is in really bad shape. Happy, what would you like to do?
I don't think I can shoot at anything because everybody's in the way.
Well, you
So
can
how far can I?
you can move up to 6 hexes. But if you move a full 6, you won't have anything left over for any
I
reaction.
move 3,
Okay.
so I can see happy accident. Can I still shoot?
Yeah. That is a hit with a +5 to damage. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so Happy Accident completely comes apart and is debris field following this asteroid. Darren.
So that's 3 kills for me.
Dang.
Nice.
Not too long and you'll be an ace.
There's not enough left, is there?
Nah, you know. Yeah, how's that rule work? Does it have to be in a single engagement, or is it over a career?
It's over a career.
That's what I thought. There was there was a quote that I read the other day about a German pilot that had during World War II had something ridiculous like 18.
300.
He had
300. Is this the guy with the Harrier?
Yes, where he crashed the Harrier and he said 300. It was
Yeah,
301, and he
300.
crashed the Harrier. And when they rescued him out of the cockpit, he said that's 302.
That's 302.
Wow.
He was the second highest ranking race in the German Air Force.
Yeah. Fucking amazing.
Somebody in the German Air Force got more than 301 kills,
Man,
Jeez.
it's bananas.
but he didn't survive the war.
Yeah, that's wow.
Mr. Darren.
So I moved right next to Zayden. I'm not gonna pull up immediately to him. I do have 6 thrust points, so I have 1 left. So I'm gonna be close to Zayden, and maybe next turn I'll try to pick him up if I can.
Okay.
Can I fit him in the cockpit?
That's that's a really good question. Let's see. Let's take a look at this bird and let's see. Here is a light fighter.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, you could probably fit him in the cargo space.
All right, that might be what I do. I'll pick him up
Okay.
next turn, but this turn I'm gonna fire.
Okay.
On the goal again.
That way they can shoot back at you while you're right next to him.
Right
sure he'll
next to
appreciate
Zayden,
that.
yeah, exactly. That's the plan. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna do it anyway. So that's 10.
Okay, that is a plus
Okay.
2 to damage, 2d plus 2.
Okay. That's 9.
Okay, so we're gonna take another 9. All right, so you rake them with more fire, Jace.
1, 2, 3, 4. No fire. Got exactly 8.
That's flat 2d. You can't argue with results.
Yeah.
Got 6.
Okay. Yeah, it may not be fancy, but it gets the job done. Skull is not going to shoot. It is just going to move. Your sensors are seeing that it is dumping more and more power.
Where'd you dig up that old fossil?
Zayden, you are floating out in space. Is there anything that you would like to do?
I mean, if they're little thrusters or something on the ejection seat, I could try to fly up in his cargo hold if it's open, I guess.
Sure. Go ahead and make a... In this case, go ahead and make a vac suit plus dex check.
All right. 11.
Okay, so you are able to maneuver yourself up out of your seat, and you use your emergency limited thrusters to get up into Darren's into the cargo space into Darren's fighter.
And I'll thank him profusely for picking me up, even though Red's about to defect.
So everybody
Yeah.
make a recon plus intellect check.
8.
Nice.
9.
8.
So Happy doesn't really see what's going on, but the rest of you on your sensors, you see that Red gets like right up alongside Skull. She's not. It doesn't look like she's attempting to land. She's getting up right, like nape of the Earth, kind of flying along its central axis, and then you see the jump bubble extend from Skull as it's going to attempt to jump, and both ships disappear. She gets caught inside the jump bubble and is pulled into jump space with Skull.
Oh, shit.
And they both
Whoa.
disappear.
Wow. Well, we
Well,
did
that'll
our
be an adventure for them.
yeah, we did our best.
Yeah. We did our job. Welcome.
So you guys return to the Eurisco.
Make sure Darren gets accommodation. Put him in for a patch and a bar, and you know,
Right.
sit on his
Just doing my
uniform
job,
there.
Colonel.
You need some flair. That's all.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. It'd be like, you know, make the little patch look like it's got a little flag with a couple flaming wings coming out of the side of it, you know.
And the Colonel gets a purple fighter. Every time
Yeah.
you lose a jet, you get a purple fighter.
I've got a drawer that's half full of them.
Right, yes.
Over there.
I've cost the Third Imperium over 66 billion credits in lost
Fuck
fighters.
yeah, man. That was just a fighter. Hell, I've lost whole troop transports. It ain't shit.
Sometimes with the troops still in them.
Yeah, well.
So, you are all commended on the bridge by Vice Admiral Krond, and the astrogator comes back and tells you, he reports to Vice Admiral Krond, and I better put this over here, we can see exactly what we are looking at. So we are in fantasy. And from fantasy, by the power signature from the sensor that the sensors picked up, they are estimating it's highly unlikely that the Skull would have jumped for Birney. I mean, Birney has absolutely no love for pirates, so it's very unlikely that it had gone there. So the most likely destinations would be Sink or the World.
Mm.
From your current destination. And looking at that class of ship, it only has J2. So one of those two locations, again, unlikely that they're going to jump into Herate space. So Irola or Iroea is unlikely, making the World and Sink the most likely destination ports. Your Admiral Krond wants your guys' opinion on which of those worlds you should head to follow up.
What is our jump capability?
With the Eurisco, it's like jump 4.
Then I suggest that we hit sync, and if sync ain't popping, then we jump onto Paul immediately right after that.
Go from sync to Paul.
Yeah, well, I mean, all right. I'm thinking if he's headed up the Dust Belt, right? And if he jumps to the world, and we jump to the sync, we don't even need to refuel. We can immediately hit to Paul and wait there, because if he goes to the world, his jump after the world is probably to Paul.
Okay.
That's just. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there, But that's
Yeah.
That way we can
smart.
check both places in a pretty quick time. And
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I could be wrong. Paul might not be a place he ever goes. I could be totally wrong. But if he goes to the world, you're right. Okay, he's not going to Birney, and he's not going to Sync. So he goes to the world. Then where's he going if he's not going to Harrate space? He's going to Paul with his J2 having ass. If
Yep.
if he's going to Sync, he'd just go to Sync and then skip it over to go to Hilford.
I think that's a good point.
And meanwhile, Happy's writing a letter to his father, trying to get back into the regular fleet, somewhere out of the Trojan Reach. So, Vice Admiral Crond has he likes your idea, and he says that he wants to do one better. So, he wants to do all of it at once. So he wants you guys to take the Dirty Beast, the free trader that he gave you for reconnaissance work, essentially. And he says he wants you to jump to the world, refuel, and then if you don't find them at the world, to immediately reconnoiter the world, refuel, and jump back and meet the Eurisco at Paul and report your findings.
Okay. Those are our orders. So,
All right.
that's what we're going to do.
Exciting. We get to go to the world again.
Hooray!
These characters will have more impulse control.
He's
So-
probably.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as we're getting loaded up, I mean, I've got 2 million credits from the shit that we sold. I mean, we don't necessarily have to fucking come back to this thing. We could just leave and go spend the money.
Spend money.
Yeah. I mean, we can retire now if we want to. We got a ship and 2 million credits.
But then we'll
Just-
just have to make new characters to follow the storyline. So we might as well just be in.
There is that. But then there's also the Imperium. We couldn't go back there.
Oh, yeah.
No, we would be stuck. We'll have to be pirates. I hear there's these guys out of Drinax we could go join.
That's true.
Man.
They're always recruiting.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
They're always
they're
hiring.
always recruiting. Yeah, we got a ship. Fuck 'em.
I mean,
Man.
that is, of course, an option.
That makes role playing really complicated, though.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just talking shit. But I do have I do have that 2 million credits. So I mean, if there's a place to go shopping, feel free. We can do it up. It's the money they gave me to invest, and I'm investing it in crew morale that's priceless.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because you may get your wish. So, who wants to make a astrogation plus intellect or education check? And this is a routine.
I think Cappy's the only one with astrogation.
Yeah, I appear to not know math at all based on the
Man.
skill.
We're fucking Marines, and they keep putting us on these stupid, missions that You know, they just do scouts or Navy people. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking.
It always cracks me up when you see on the Facebook groups or the Traveler website or the forums where there's these guys that they're like, well, how could a star system be hidden? I mean, if you could see the point of light in the sky and point at it, you can fly there. And I'm like, that's not at all how astrogation works. I mean, let's just ignore the fact that gravitational lensing is a thing. That light you see in the sky may not actually be where you think it is. And number two, you're forgetting about galactic drift. So, if you're jumping around a parsec at a time by pointing at something and expecting to arrive on target, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
Yeah.
So Happy can go ahead and make a astrogation plus intellect or education check.
Did we lose Happy?
I'm not.
He's doing stuff.
Oh, okay.
He was so still there for a minute. I was like, did he lock up?
Somehow I got on mute.
Is it? is, are you rolling astrogation plus intellect or education?
Oh.
I was trying to find the mute button and got confused. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Dude, that happens to me all the time. If I had $1 every time.
Astrogation plus what?
Intellect or education. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Well, I mean, you can take your time, and that'll give you a +2, which still wouldn't do it.
Still gives me 7.
Do it again.
Well, no, it would work.
again.
It would work because you only need a 6+ for that. So yeah, you could take your time. Who wants to make a engineering power plus intellect or education?
I think Jason's our engineer.
Fuck. Okay. Cross your fingers, y'all. Okay, that's not too bad. That's 8.
Perfect. And then last but not least, engineering plus J drive, or I'm sorry, engineering J drive plus intellect or education, and you get a +1 to that.
That gives me a +3 on the roll.
Well, that's good. Otherwise, you
I
might
thought
you might come out and jump someplace in randomly in the hair rate, and that would be a scary ordeal.
That's a 10.
Okay, so you guys make your jump to the world. You can add a week of study time, assuming that if you want to study.
Oh, I'm up to 8. Up to 8. I'm trying to do J drive.
Sweet. Go ahead and make a engineering plus education check.
Oh my gosh, I threw the dice and it went completely away. So I'll try again. 8.
Perfect. You now have engineering J drive at rank 1.
Oh, okay, cool.
I've got 8 weeks of carousing.
Okay, go ahead and make a carouse. Go ahead and make a carouse plus endurance check.
Oh my goodness. Okay, here's the other one.
Well, all right, so I get -3.
No, you don't have to do a -3. It would just do your 2D plus your endurance modifier.
Okay.
Perfect.
8.
You have carouse 1. Or, I'm sorry, carouse 0.
All right. I know how to drink and talk.
Yes, you can drink and shit at the same time. I think that's how it works, right? So,
Well, it makes other people at the bar a little uncomfortable, but I don't mind. Hell.
right? Yes. So, you are in jump space for a week, doing your studying, and in Zayden's case, that means he's reading the empty bottles of Jack Daniels that he's going through. And after a week, you come out. I have to find where I was going. The world. Man, I knew I was going to do that. And yet I knew I was going to do it, and then I just went ahead and did it anyway. Yeah? What you doing here?
Because
It's just ignoring me? What is it? There we go. Somewhere like here. So the world itself, the planet that is kind of named the world, is really nothing nothing really fantastic. It has a Class E starport, meaning like it doesn't have a starport. Is that correct? Starport. E. Yeah, it's got a frontier starport, so there might be a level patch of ground that can be landed on the planet, of course. But as far as size goes, it's small at 1,600 kilometers, so it's about the size of Triton. It has no atmosphere. It has no hydrographics. It has a population of hundreds of thousands of people. And is ruled by a feudal technocracy. Ruling factions are performed by specific individuals or persons who agree to be ruled by them. Relationships are based on the performance of technical activities that are mutually beneficial. And then law level is pretty low. It is law level 1, meaning that poison gas, explosives, undetectable weapons, and weapons of mass destruction are obviously banned, and battle dress is banned. But the most likely, I mean, the planet isn't really, of course, the mainstay. What's really known for the world is there is, and I really I'm hesitant to call it a high port because it's not. It's a space station that has been here and since the Sindalian Empire, and as you guys know from your other characters, most of the population aboard it have grown up here multiple generations over the last 2,000 years that are unaware that there's anything else outside. Like, all the windows are blacked out, and they don't even really understand that they're on a space station. They just think of it as the world. Meanwhile, there is a small portion, the feudal technocracy that rules this whole thing, who are aware. They're the command staff that are otherwise known as the gods and rulers by the people that they are shepherding, and they don't want the people to really know what's really going on, for obvious reasons. I mean, on the one hand, the people probably deserve to know the truth, but on the other hand, they're probably going to go completely apeshit, right? Somebody can make an electronic sensors plus intellect or education check.
I get a 0 on that.
Yeah.
Anybody better?
What plus intellect?
Electronics
Oh,
sensors.
I can have a +1. Get 8.
Okay, perfect. Out here in the inner belt ring, you are picking up that there is a well, it starts with you're picking up that there's a lot of electromagnetic signals going on. And, I mean, looking at this, the only other time that you would see this kind of thing is usually around a high port of some kind. There are ships docking in that area.
Oh,
Shall we
hello,
go check it
everybody.
out? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Pappy, or not Pappy, Happy. Happy, you can make a piloting StarCraft plus dexterity check. Perfect. So it takes you better part of 5 hours to get from the world's 100 diameter jump limit to this this inner planetoid belt. And as you're kind of following these EM readings, and of course as you get closer, the sensors begin to the resolution gets tighter and tighter, and you discover that there is indeed a port here.
Oh my God, pirates!
Yes, and you can see that there are a number of ships that are moving in and out of this port, and you are being
secret
hailed.
port. Oh gosh.
Can
Okay, let's
we
check.
give it to the colonel?
Yeah, we could.
He's in charge.
Oh yeah. Well, all right.
Go and make
I'll
a
answer the call.
electronics comms plus
Oh, so someone else does that.
intellect
Y'all,
or education first.
y'all get them on the line, and then I'll talk.
I got 5, so I think I'll have to try again.
Okay, with a font, yeah.
Not
I
accident.
mean, the signal is coming through, but you're looking at this, and the comm signal is very odd. Like it's also carrying a data packet.
Can I do it less stupidly?
You could try again
Try again.
before the colonel decides to pick up the phone.
Oh my God, it's like the same. I'm sorry, Colonel. It's the best I can do.
So the comms come alive, and you hear this kind of digitized voice come on. Say, welcome to my base. I am the minister.
Ooh.
Roger that, Minister. I'm Colonel Zayden Sorengale, and we are coming by to spend some money and waste some time.
And the minister starts to reply, and then there's like a loud whine in the comm signal, and you hear another voice come on, and this one does not sound digitized at all, and he says, yeah, it's Colonel Zayden. We appreciate it. We apologize for our computer system contacting you. Yes, you are cleared for docking on Bay 2.
Thank you. I look forward to taking you on in a drinking contest.
He says, and I always have to look this up.
We've
Which is
traveled
weird.
far to want to see this world.
Which is it's weird that I have to look this up because I only look at this about 3 times a week in one of the, well, usually in the Wednesday night game.
I mean, I don't want to say we're hunting fucking pirates. If it's a pirate base, they're not going to take fucking kindly to that.
That's true.
Yeah, I just be like, we got some R&R and we're looking to spend it. You know, we're fucking tired of being in the Trojan Reach. Fuck.
Mhm.
And you live here. God, I bet you're sick of being here.
So they do have, oddly, all the way out here in the belt, they do have refined fuel at 500 credits per ton. And
Oh, we'll buy some of that.
okay, so for this ship,
Yeah, I mean, Five Guys burger.
it will run you 10,000 credits.
I'll spend it.
Okay, and
I've got 2 million of the dude's money.
right, right,
Yeah,
and
so
berthing cost. There we go.
Mm,
Yeah, 5 guys is fucking delicious.
I admit that I'm jealous.
Yeah. Yeah, birthing cost is gonna. They're only gonna charge you a whole terrifying 10 credits for birthing per day.
okay, well, you know, we need refueling and all that. So
they have
I
a
will
bar for
definitely.
you to practice at.
I'm sure they do. I
Sure.
mean,
Oh, I'm sure.
do
Yes.
they? Yeah.
You guys, as you are coming into this hollowed out asteroid base, immediately the first thing that you notice is that there are 7 other ships. There's like another far trader here. There's a couple of there's a like a corsair that's actually docked here.
Mhm.
There's a couple of scout ships that are docked here. There's
I want the Corsair.
This is a fairly busy port. Everybody can roll a recon plus intellect check.
Well,
Bitch.
10.
There's 2 and 3. So Colonel Zayden's kind of looking over some of these other vessels. Let's see. This is the Corsair that you see docked, which I don't particularly like that artwork. That
Yeah.
just my opinion. I'm not a fan of that artwork, but that's kind of what it looks like. At least these are the stats.
The main thing, we're not seeing the skull or the fighter or any of that.
Well, so yeah, one of the other ships is the skull. You do see that there is a pirate carrier that is all kinds of beat to shit. Laser scores all over it. And this is what the skull was.
Indigo-class.
No.
The funny thing is that it's a carrier and it's 300 tons smaller than that Corsair is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're seeing a bunch of other smaller craft. You know, far traders. There's a couple of There's a couple of scout ships, Suleiman-class scout ships. No, I did not. There's a salvage-class hauler. There is a Star Ray-class interceptor. There's like 7 other ships here. And on one of the smaller craft pads, Jace sees Red's light fighter.
Oh shit, you guys. I'll alert everybody.
Red
Yeah.
survived.
Or at least the ship did.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
The other thing that Jace and Darren notices is that the interior, once you get in here, once you get into the actual hollowed out asteroid, it is fairly high tech for a pirate base. You're looking at maybe not, tech level 15, but certainly tech level 12, maybe bordering on 13.
Wow, that's cool.
There's a lot of crystal iron braces, and you can see that moving around the port, there are a lot of smaller robots, and there are some robots that seem to be moving off towards the edges that are kind of constructing areas within the rock of the asteroid. Happy, you can make another piloting plus dex check. Okay, so Happy sets you guys down on this landing pad, and you can immediately see that there are a couple of crew droids and some personnel that come up, running up with refueling line, hooking you guys up, and you guys step off, and there's not really like a it's not a normal. It's clearly this is a more or less, I guess you could call it a pirate port, but there's no customs or anything like that. And you were met by one of the ground technicians, and he takes the credits for docking and refueling, and he tells you that they just got a shipment in, and the pumps are working great. Refueling should be done in about 2 hours. He says, there is, of course, the market, and there's a number of taverns and whatnot. And he says, don't let the robots get in your way. Just step over them, or if they stall in front of you, just give one a kick. And you hear one of the other crew droids kind of turns, and it says, the minister doesn't like that. He says, fuck the minister. And he says, just shove him out of your way. And so he kind of points you in the direction of where this market area is. And he says there's a lot of stuff that he says mostly it's gently used items. But we're really more of a how does he put it? He says we're really more of a refueling point and a way station, but we've got this kind of free-for-all market set up of gently used items.
Okay. I think we need to go find our missing person.
Yeah.
Red. Yeah.
Maybe she's on her ship. Maybe we should just go up to the ship and then.
Or she might be in a tavern. We could kind of split up and look around, or we could do it together. What do you guys think?
Never split
I
up.
can stay by her ship.
If we split the party, we can kill everybody faster that way.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I could
Well-
keep an eye out at the ship if you guys want. Because I have really bad social skills, so if I go to the bar with you, I'm probably gonna fuck it up.
Yeah, I'll go carouse. That sounds good.
Yeah, I'll go carouse. I mean, we
Not
we should
me.
we should all at least go there together. If you're not going to socialize, you can sit and drink and eat a fucking Astro burger or whatever the fuck they have.
That's
But
true.
she might
you
see
know.
by and fly away,
Yeah.
right? Wouldn't that fuck
Well,
up
I
our
mean, the light
thing?
fighter doesn't have any jump capability, and she got here on accident.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, never mind then. That's fine.
I mean, we
Okay, yeah, let's
suspected
go
that
eat.
she was. Yeah, we suspected she was trying to join in and jump with them, but I mean, if that's what she was doing, though, she would have docked with the ship. You'd think. I mean, they had an open port for that.
Had more than a couple.
Yeah, we freed up a whole bunch of their fucking landing spots.
Yep.
By destroying their shit. But I mean, I definitely want to find out if they have her. If they have her on that ship, then we have to go on the Skull and get her.
Right.
Yeah,
So, yeah. Let's start by carousing, see if we can find out something. And
yeah. We're not wearing uniforms. Let's go in.
let's all go together.
Yeah, let's all go together like a crew that's just drinking and having a good time and snoop about maybe. But let's go in our civilian clothes, which are probably all matching blue jeans and t-shirts.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Canadian
we all have the
tuxedos.
exact same bullshit. It's
Like the 1970s old denim one-piece jumpsuits that were very popular for both men and women.
yeah.
So, what kind of questions are you asking around the bar? I mean, are you just coming out asking directly if anybody's seen Red, or if they know about the fighter that's parked there? I mean, what kind of questions are you asking?
Want to know if somebody's selling the fighter.
All right. You can make anybody who wants to can make a carouse plus endurance check, and you get a +1 for every 100 credits that you drop up to, we'll say, a max of 500 for a +5.
All right. I'm gonna.
Right, I'll
I'll
do
give
200
everybody 1,000 credits. For this. Oh, no, I'm not saying to pay on. I'm giving everybody a 1,000 credits because we're all, living paycheck to paycheck. We're just fucking good old boys and girls,
Yeah.
and
All
part of that
hoping to-
thing is
all hoping to
Yeah.
take advantage of the free college after you muster out, and
yeah.
Right.
So I mean,
and
you
the
know, we're
GI
going-
Bill to end up on some
yeah,
rockball
you need
planet
money-
where you can own a house.
You need money to blend in and spend on drinks. So if you need more, let me know. But there's 1,000,
All right.
and I
I'm
got a
spending
12.
200. I got 8.
Oof.
I'm flying. I don't drink.
I'm eating rudely, but not carousing
But
much.
I will have a Chardonnay and some a fillet of fish with coleslaw and some French fries.
Didn't they have that on an asteroid, man?
Probably
They got like
not.
soy curls. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm doing shots and telling war stories.
yeah, they've got plenty of questionable hard alcohol. I mean, when I say questionable, I mean of questionable quality. Some of it may have been distilled in a power plant on one of the ships.
I don't
The
care.
wine is very, very fresh.
Nice.
And the food that's served might, in some cases, possibly be like vole or maybe small dogs. You're not sure. But, they've got seasoning, so anything's edible.
I've ate worse on a dare.
So
Yeah.
Zayden, Colonel, you make some inquiries around the local tavern here. That is, I mean, the tavern and their eating area is kind of right across from where this open trade area is. And you're kind of making your way through this tavern, kind of buying some people some drinks, softening them up, and broaching the subject of whether or not the ship is for sale. The rest of you guys are looking out over this open trade area, and you can see that crews have just dumped cargo right here on the deck and are just kind of they'll open up a crate and just start selling stuff. Little bit of everything, but nothing of huge import. You see some pieces of artwork. You see some items, and I need to look at the map. So I remember the name of this place. It is. I'm going to slaughter this name. You guys see one guy opens up a crate, and it's filled with paper, crinkled paper and stuff to protect whatever's inside. And there are these ornate masks, and they. Where is it? Here it is. They are from a world called Tlatzolitl, and it is it was originally a world that was colonized by Terrans. European and Asian countries were initially the people that colonized this world, and it was originally called Burgundy. And then later, fringe groups during the rule of man showed up and took it over and kind of renamed it. And it is a very Central American culture across the entirety of this world, specifically Aztec. And these masks are known as death masks, and they are usually considered a prized possession of anybody who has gone on a safari or on a tour of the Trojan Reach. A lot of nobles will insist on coming back with a death mask, to hang on their wall and say, oh, well, they'll come up with some irate story about how dangerous this world is because of its Aztec culture, and it's partially true. But they've got a crate of these things that are open and for sale. There's another guy that has a crate that's open who's selling heavy revolvers and auto pistols. There's a little bit of everything, but nothing like battle dress or anything that you would see on like Thief, for instance. But all of this is obviously lifted off of other parties.
Nah, never.
Yeah.
But Zayden, you kind of ask around, and this one guy says, "Oh, that fighter that's docked out there? No, I don't. I mean, I don't think that's for sale. I'm not the owner, but you could ask her. From what I hear, the pilot's older sister and family lives here on the station."
Oh, geez. So she found some family members.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go arrest all of them. No.
Yeah. Well, that's really good information. We should go pay a visit.
Okay, so he tells you roundabouts where he thinks that they are, and you guys head over in that direction. You can all make a Recon plus Intellect check.
Fucking 5. Ugh.
10.
What'd you get?
9.
And everybody who wasn't carousing, you can make a streetwise plus intellect check.
Ooh.
Wow. She picks up
I'm at minus.
nothing. Jace knows nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Dang. Oh, no, wait.
So
I got them
that's good.
both.
Yeah, Happy picks it up. So, kind of as you are eating your meal, you pick up some very odd information about this entire asteroid base. So, evidently, you hear a couple of other spacers kind of talking over about how weird this place is. Evidently, the asteroid is ruled by a renegade artificial intelligence from the Strand cluster that's named Minister. And this AI claims that it was on a long-range automated probe that was launched to search for ancient sites. And it crashed into this asteroid, and it just decided to build itself up into its own base. And so it now kind of rules the base more or less, but from what they understand, it is not entirely. It has questionable sanity. You're not. They're not sure if what it's telling anybody is true. Because they find it hard to believe that the Strand cluster would send anything out, and especially looking for ancient sites, and I mean the whole thing is very questionably weird. But the locals that have kind of taken over the base, it doesn't seem to get in their way, and it doesn't seem to mind that they're here, so they just kind of let it tell the stories that it tells, and live and let live kind of situation, at least for the meantime. And you guys kind of make your way over to these apartments that are built into the side of the rocky walls of these of this asteroid, and they go up like 5 stories. And Happy and Zayden, Darren, what'd you get on your recon check?
9.
And what about Jace? Did Jace?
I did terribly.
Okay.
I think I got 4 or something. I did bad.
So Darren, Zayden, and Happy, you look up on like a 4th-story balcony, and you can see Red up there, and she is talking to an older, not too much older, maybe a couple of years older than she is, woman, that they both look very similar. They both have bright red hair, and they seem to be kind of you can't hear what they're saying so much because they're far enough up that you can't overhear their conversation, but it seems to be a tense conversation.
So I pull out my pistol and shoot them both.
I mean, we should. If she's up on a balcony, I mean, we should try to sneak up on them and try to listen, right?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys,
That's good.
Everybody who wants to be sneaky can make a stealth plus dex check.
Oh, not much reason for me to do that.
I'll just sit over here on a park bench.
I'm
Yeah,
not very good at it. Yeah. I got a 6.
I'm just going to hang out and avoid it.
I'm
I got
minus,
10.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm -3 with stealth, so
So don't sneak. I'll sneak up and listen. I did fine.
Okay, so Red kind of looks down and notices Zayden, who is not being very inconspicuous at all. But and she, that puts a halt to the conversation. But you do hear, or Jace hears, that Jace overhears Red tell this other woman. She says, Una, you have to listen to me. It is the 198th Punitive Fleet is here. They are in the Trojan Reach, and they will find this place sooner or later, and you're wanted. We need to get out of here.
All right.
And then she notices Zayden, and she says, oh shit, they're here.
Okay, they're gonna try and run now.
Yeah, but where are they going to run to? The skull? I mean,
Well, it depends.
They're
I
gonna-
mean,
We don't know about that.
how do you want to deal with the situation before we break for the week?
Keep them from going to the ship. Right?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we should
The
we should like put him
Corsair
down and
is
say
theirs. I bet the Corsair is theirs.
You think?
might be, yeah.
oh, maybe.
We should flag him
Maybe.
down and try to calm him so that they don't run. So maybe we should
Yeah.
say something like calming to them. Like we're here to we're just here to help you get you back to the ship, Red. Something like that. We don't know anything about anybody else here, so we're just looking for you.
Make
They
a
Well, I
just
mean,
saw you. You'd have to shout that. Like,
make
Yeah.
Darren, make a persuade plus social check, and you get to make that with a boon. So roll 3 dice and take the 2 highest.
Okay, cool. All right. Wow, I got 2 6s, so that gives me. Let's see, what is my persuade? So that gives me 14.
wow, you
Okay.
said that very sincerely.
So
I
she-
guess.
Yeah.
She
That's cool.
Red kind of, is getting ready to bolt, but then Darren's, calms her down, talks her off the ledge, and she invites you guys up into the apartment, and she buzzes you in. And so that's
Sweet.
where we will break for this week, and we'll pick it up next week at 6 o'clock PST on Wednesday night.
Now,
Excellent.
All right.
this Red is with the. It's not with the Imperium. It's with some other.
She
Hey.
is a Navy pilot. So Red's background that you have heard from around the ship was that she was born on some pirate station, and the station got hit by Imperial ships, and basically everybody, from what you understood, is that her whole family was arrested, tried, and then thrown out of an airlock. And but the rumor is that the Imperial that was the captain that was in charge of that operation was Captain Lynott, and the old woman took pity on her and took her back to the Imperium with her, and that Red grew up as an orphan around the naval base on Pax Rulin, and then signed up to be a fighter pilot, and was. She requested to be moved to the Eurisco under Captain Lynott's command. So,
And
Right,
now
so-
now the old woman's dead, so she lost her family again, and then just found some. I'm not like
As
eager-
far as we know, her whole family's dead, though. So that's
that's
something
the rumor
that's
that you
weird,
heard. Yeah.
which- yeah.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know why she has a sister. So
So yeah.
Seems like
we'll find out next week, I guess.
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll get this information out. It was fun.
All right. Have a
Thanks.
good one, you
thanks
guys.
so much.
Night.
See ya.
thank you.
You're welcome.